This is all due to a stationary front. So you can see that it's all kind of moving up from the south, and these showers really aren't moving anywhere. So while those showers are light, they're still dropping a good deal of rain across the several hours. Fortunately, though, most of the bulk of that rain is outside of our region, just down to the south. But I'm keeping an eye on that, because if a stronger rain band were to form, or if it shifted just a little farther over to the west, then a few of our counties could see a potential flood risk heading into this afternoon. But overall, I think the rain chances for us are going to be on the slimmer side, because again, that stationary front did set up farther over to the east there, and just those gloomy, but honestly just almost cozy, comforting look from the Goose Pond with those heavy low clouds. I mean, it looks the same way it did at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's how little light has been able to work its way through from the clouds. High temperatures today should reach around 80 degrees here in Chattanooga, and then around the region, the lower 80s to the upper 70s. It's already feeling fantastic outside, even a little bit of a chill. Now, there is less wind right now compared to earlier this morning, so it's not feeling cooler than what it is like it was earlier today. Here's a look at just one of our models with chances for rain. So overall, showing not a whole lot going on, maybe a few little scattered showers taking into portions of Cherokee County, Fannin, Gilmer, Murray County, but overall it looks like that heavier rain should stay farther over to the east. But be sure to stay tuned with us, especially later on this afternoon. Chief Meteorologist David Carnes will be sure to update you guys if anything shifts. But overall, the trend is going to be on the drier side. Heading into your Wednesday, going to see a similar scenario with some pop-up thunderstorms bubbling up. And again, if you do see a storm that bubbles up over your area, could see that rain linger around for a while. So you'll need to stay weather aware in regards to flood risks. Heading into today, there is that marginal risk, which actually over the last 30 minutes or so, this has now shifted outside of our viewing area. Was waiting for that to happen since that shifted farther to the east. So now no more of our counties are included in that marginal risk for excessive flooding. Over the next 5 days, you're going to see some, again, when you saw kind of those scattered pinpoint showers I showed you on the Futurecast, don't get too caught up on exact locations in these numbers. What this is basically showing me is that farther over to the west, likely going to see lower rainfall amounts. But then in the eastern areas, especially east of I-75, similar places we've been seeing the rain, could see some scattered areas that pick up 3, 5, inches of rain. And then on the lower side, maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain, 1 inch of rain. So again, stay weather aware heading into the next several days in regards to those rain chances, but going to see the chance for rain heading into your Thursday. Now, not washout conditions, but again, you're going to see those off and on showers heading into your Friday. Later on during the afternoon, could see some rain. Things looking a little bit spottier in regards to rain Saturday and Sunday, so likely going to be a clearer day with some cloudy skies. More rain heading into your forecast heading into your Monday. Seeing a little bit more of that green work onto the screen, and you'll see that correlates with our 7-day forecast as well. So be sure to stay tuned. You can download the local days. I mean, right now already for some of our southeastern communities, such as North Georgia, already seeing some rainfall, but this is the potential rainfall that you could see over just the next 2 days. So starting tomorrow, going to see the chance for some heavy rain. And I do want to mention that we could see the possibility for some flash flooding in some areas. I'll go more into the details in a second, but you could see that over here we have anywhere between 1/4 of an inch of rain, 3/4, all the way up to 3 inches of rain possible in these areas that you see in yellow. And those yellow areas do tend to be a little farther over to the east of I-75, North Carolina, over there for North Georgia. But again, cannot completely rule out, because we'll see some different factors that are settling in to why we are going to see this rainfall. But the overall setup heading into tomorrow is that there is an area of tropical development, got a bit of a tropical plume down to the south in the Gulf, and that is going to slowly work its way into land. It's not going to develop into anything. There's a 0% chance of that. But as it does, we get that tropical air and that tropical moisture that's going to work into our area. As it does so, kind of giving us a very tropical environment. So what I mean by that is these thunderstorms could pop up, be very stationary, dump a lot of heavy rainfall rates in a relatively short period of time. So this is moving forward into your Tuesday morning. Again, if you saw heading into the next couple of hours tonight, I think we're going to see things begin to wind down. Heading into your Tuesday, a couple scattered showers will be possible during the morning, and then during the afternoon, here comes some of that moisture. And with that heavier rainfall, starting to see some of those reds and those orange colors rolling through. And again, this does seem to be a little farther to the east, but I can't rule out that areas in Chattanooga and to the west could also see some of these thunderstorms beginning to brew, because not only do we have this tropical plume down to the south, also got a stationary setup, which is going to set up out to the north and east. So things aren't going to be moving around a whole lot. And we're going to the same type of setup heading into your Wednesday as well, with some of that heavy rainfall moving through. So that's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on, because with those heavy rainfall rates, all right, got a new update for you. Now this is for tomorrow. This is a slight 2 out of 5 risk for excessive rainfall. Now we have a risk for the entire viewing area. So that slight area in the yellow and the marginal 1 out of 5 risk there in the green. So we're now looking at just a little more exemplified chance for seeing some of that flooding. So it's going to be something we want to keep an eye on heading into tomorrow as well as Wednesday. Still got that marginal 1 out of 5 risk, which covers the entire area. Again, that was an update heading just over the last couple of minutes that the National Weather Service has issued. But heading into the next 7 days, temperatures likely staying below average until we head towards the weekend, then could see some higher temperatures. Also watching Tropical Storm Erin, which is just off the west coast of the Cabo Verde Islands, and then it's slowly going to continue to trek over to the west towards the United States. But as of right now, still uncertainty as to whether we'll see impact here in the United States. Models want to trend for it to curve up and curve back into the Atlantic. So this could be our next major hurricane, because by the time it heads into Saturday, could see a Category 3 hurricane. But again, as of right now, those forcings are steering it away from the United States, but it could be pretty close. Again, with those margins, need to be staying weather aware, and we will let you know if anything changes in regards to Tropical Storm Erin. Heaviest showers have fortunately worked outside of our area here in Chattanooga, and then still seeing some lighter rain working through portions of Dade, Walker County, but overall those are lighter showers, just getting things a little bit wet. What I am watching really closely here is over here in Fannin County. We got a thunderstorm dumping a lot of heavy rain, but let's go ahead and take a look over to the western side of things. So over here in portions of North Jackson County, so around Bridgeport, this line of thunderstorms is becoming a little more stationary, so likely going to see, and you can see it's building, so seeing a lot of that heavy rainfall working through the area around South Pittsburgh, Bridgeport, so that's in Jackson County, Alabama, as well as I believe that's Marion County just right there. So be on the lookout for possible flooding, some ponding, because that's a lot of heavy rain. Also got a lot of lightning. You can see all of those lightning strikes which are working around that area. Let's go ahead and take a look closer to Fannin County, so you can see Ducktown, McKaysville also starting to see some heavier rain, and another pretty much stationary storm which is bubbled up and bringing a lot of that heavy rainfall in that area. So just something to watch. Now here's a viewer photo that was sent in by Kathy. This is at Brainerd Motorsports drag strip. She said multiple trees came down. I've seen a lot of comments recently over the last 15 minutes or so that some of these trees have been toppling over, likely due to the fact that that soil has become really loose from all of the rainfall that we saw. And Kathy even said, here's another photo of some trees that came down. She said that over at the drag strip under the, oh gosh, I'm losing the words for it, the bleachers, the roof, some of the roofs of the bleachers had come off from the heavy wind that rolled through. So again, here's just some of those photos of those trees that had come down. Something to be very wary and mindful of because of all the heavy rain we've had as these thunderstorms roll through. Some have had special weather statements with those gusty 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. No, that's not severe, but when you have that looser soil and the ground's already saturated, that can cause trees and power lines to topple over a bit more easily. I am expecting this to clear out heading into the next couple of hours. By first pitch for the Chattanooga lookouts, I do believe we should be on the clearer side. It might be a little wet and soggy and muddy. What I am keeping an eye out for is those western storms, which might take a little while longer to kind of begin to dwindle. But overall, looking at a clearer night, scattered showers are going to be possible again heading into your Thursday afternoon and your evening hours. I think we'll be seeing a little less than we saw today, and then heading into your Sunday should be mostly dry, and looking at a drier trend heading into the first half of next week. We are keeping a very close eye on Hurricane Erin. That turned into a hurricane earlier this morning. Now working towards the Windward Island, portions of Barbados. You can see the eye of it is still farther to the north, but some of those little bands are still impacting those islands over there, and it is drawing closer to Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico is going to be seeing some of that stronger rainfall moving through. This is going to continue to move up and then divert across, and it's likely going to work its way parallel to the United States and then kind of in between the United States and Bermuda and work its way back up into the Atlantic. The biggest risks for us in the United States and Florida as of right now are going to be some higher surf as well as higher chances for rip currents. And you see some of those bands will likely bring a little bit of rain, maybe a couple inches to the east coast, but overall not looking at direct impacts. But still, it is going to be something that us here at Local 3 are going to be watching very closely, and the National Hurricane Center, of course, meteorologists all around the area, all around the United States. Here's a look at what you can expect for us locally, though. And take a quick check of your weather headlines over here. So overall, feeling warmer and muggier. You're also going to notice more sunshine today, so that is the upside. But yeah, those cooler temperatures we dealt with, those are over for right now. You can expect a few scattered showers and thunderstorms later today, so be sure to stay tuned. I'll have an update on that here shortly. But we'll also go ahead and take a look at those high temperatures that you can expect later on this afternoon. So could see highs of around 84, 85 degrees here in Chattanooga, and then around the region, those temperatures are going to increase up into the upper 80s for some areas as well. Look at that. Could get up to 87 degrees there in Dayton. And of course, with the humidity, it's going to make things feel a little bit warmer. But here's a quick check of your 7-day forecast just to give you a little sneak peek that those temperatures are going to continue increasing heading into the next several days. And by next week, it's probably going to be feeling warmer than the average. So the one thing you need to worry about heading into today is that later on this afternoon, you could see a couple scattered showers and thunderstorms. And again, I'll go more into the details here shortly. And then tomorrow, also going to see some rain chances. But the weekend is looking up, likely going to be a little on the drier side before more rain works in heading into next week. So